You might have students that, they learn differently, and you might get more of a better data as to whether they understand the lesson by having them do an art project. So you might want to have them draw what it might look like if there were no rules in a classroom, and then explain that to their classmate. So that brings a more collaborative learning environment for them. And the last level is level 4, questions. So again, we're continually as educators extending the thinking of our students. And we're now going to the global. How do rules in our school compare to rules in other cultures? So we will bring that in our lesson plans, and we will talk about maybe the different rules in China, maybe the different rules in Haiti. And we will also, as educators, bring cultures that are reflected in our classroom that will increase the engagement of our lessons. And that's what we're all aiming for, isn't that right? Student engagement brings very interesting and very uh, fulfilling and effective lessons. So here are some different types of assessments that we can use in order to get our data and collect our data, to making sure that our students are understanding and getting the content. Think, pair, share with sketching. So again, you're adding the art element to it. Again, I mentioned before that you might have them draw what it would look like if they had their town or their country. What did that look like when it had no rules? Maybe it looked like a war scene. Maybe it looked like chaos to them, where a whole bunch of people were together, and maybe they're not in a line or in a formation. So they'll be able to sketch that out, color it, and they can explain it to their partner. And that, again, it encourages collaboration, it encourages reasoning and creative expression. Now, on the summative level, once the unit is over, then you're able to have maybe a classroom project where it will be graded as a summative assessment, and maybe they'll do a rule book mural project. You'll have them create a page in that rule book, and they will do, illustrate it again, bringing that art component in there. And then once the book is done, then it will be graded as a uh, end of chapter or end of unit test grade. Incorporating digital tools for inquiry and critical thinking is critical and is crucial for educators. Just standing there talking to the classroom in a lecture way is very boring, not very engaging. But when you introduce tools like Padlet, Seesaw, Kahoot, Lumio, these are interactive tools that you can use. Teachers can create them based on the state standards, and they will also develop reports for us to use in order to see if we need to continue on with the lesson or reteach that lesson. So, in summation, what are the takeaways? The takeaways are the various questioning strategies used when we present our lessons. We can use these tools. The DOK, we can use Bloom's taxonomy, and I will be sending this presentation out, as well as the DOK chart and the Bloom's taxonomy chart. So you can use that and put that in your teacher's binder to help you, so you can pull resources from. Um, these tools will help our students and help us create higher order thinking questions, so that we know exactly what our children are retaining, and we're developing them and into scholars that are able to think outside the box, that are able to problem solve and use the information